Hey there, and welcome. We're about to jump into a really fascinating and maybe kind of counterintuitive idea. This concept that sometimes the biggest no you get in life is actually its greatest gift. So let's get right into it. Seriously, I want you to just hold this question in your mind as we go through this. What if that door that slammed shut, that missed opportunity, that really painful rejection, what if it wasn't a failure at all? What if it was actually a redirection? Or maybe even a form of protection? To really understand this, we need to look at one core concept. And that concept is called Tawakkul. Now, what is that? Well, it's this deep, profound trust in a higher plan. And it's especially powerful in those moments when, things just aren't going your way and nothing seems to make sense. It's kind of like the art of seeing the wisdom in the why nots of life. And we're going to see exactly how this works through a few incredible stories. All right. First up, let's talk about how a no can actually be this invisible shield, a form of protection. And to do that, I want you to meet Sarah. Okay, so this trip, it was everything to her. We're talking months of saving, planning, dreaming about it. The stakes felt huge. This was supposed to be one of those life-changing, pivotal moments. And then, disaster. The worst-case scenario happens. It's just a simple traffic jam, right? Something totally out of her control, but it just unravels everything. By the time she sprints to the gate, it's too late. The plane is gone. Her dream is just shattered. I mean, you can just feel that sinking feeling, the absolute devastation. So she goes home completely heartbroken. She probably just slumps onto the couch, turns on the news, and what she sees just stops her in her tracks. It completely flips the entire story. That exact flight, the one she was so desperate to get on, had a serious emergency. And suddenly, that failure of hers, it starts to look very, very different. And this is the moment, right? That jaw on the floor, breathtaking moment of clarity. The tears of disappointment, they literally turn into tears of gratitude. The delay wasn't a punishment at all. It was protection. Her whole view of what just happened completely shifts in a single instant. And this just illustrates a core teaching so perfectly, doesn't it? Sometimes the very things we want the most, the things we're devastated to lose, are the exact things we needed to be saved from. Sarah's story is just a powerful, real-life example of this incredible wisdom. Okay, so a no can be protection. Got it. But what if it's also a redirection, a course correction? Let's take a look at our next story and see how this idea builds with someone named Bilal. Bilal was laser-focused on one thing, getting into his dream university. He poured his heart and soul into it. We're talking late-night study sessions, constant prayers, just total all-in dedication. So when that rejection letter arrived, man, it must have felt like the world was ending, like a complete and total failure. So he reluctantly goes to his Plan B school. But here's the twist. This place, this supposed second-best option, turns out to be the absolute perfect place for him. He ends up discovering these new passions he never even knew he had, and he stumbles upon opportunities that literally wouldn't have been there for him at his dream school. And it's only years later, looking back, that he has this incredible aha moment. He realizes his greatest disappointment was actually his greatest blessing. Think about that. If he had gotten what he thought he wanted, he would have completely missed out on this much better path that was waiting for him all along. So here's the key takeaway, right? A no isn't always a final no. It's like when you ask for something, the answer might be yes, or it might be not right now, or like in Bilal's case, it might be no, because I have something so much better in store for you. Okay, so we've seen protection and we've seen redirection, but there's a third way to look at this. Let's dive into our final story, which explores how a no, or a series of no's, can actually be a kind of preparation, a training ground for what's next. Let's talk about Zayn. Now for Zayn, it wasn't just one thing going wrong. It was like an avalanche. Everything hit at once. He lost his job, savings were running low, the responsibilities were piling high. His entire world felt like it was just crumbling around him. And in that moment of just utter crisis, where it would have been so easy to just give up, he anchored himself. He held on to this one powerful thought. He made the choice to trust, even when nothing around him made sense. He just kept putting one foot in front of the other, no matter how hard it was. And this right here, this captures the most crucial shift of all. At first, his fear was that he was being ignored, right? That all this struggle meant he was abandoned. But the reality, the truth he came to see, was the complete opposite. This hardship wasn't meant to break him. It was meant to build him. It was forging a kind of strength, a resilience in him that he was absolutely going to need down the road. So when you put these stories together, Sarah, Bilal, and Zayn, what's the big picture? What do we take away? They all point to this one central idea, the incredible challenge, but also the incredible reward of trusting a plan you can't see. And really, this is the heart of the whole thing. This is the main takeaway. Tawakkul, this kind of true trust. It's not about thinking you'll always get exactly what you want. Not at all. It's about trusting that there's wisdom in the outcome, even when, and maybe especially when, it's the one you never wanted or asked for. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. Look back at the no's in your own life, the rejections, the detours, the disappointments. Is it possible that a closed door you grieved over was actually the very thing that nudged you onto the path you were always meant to be on?